Hey, my mighty friends, Tim here. I think this is my third time to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. I think this is the top five. I love Dennis the Menace. This is a film that is so overlooked. I, I honestly, it is an underrated and overlooked gem. This is one of those films that Roger Ebert loved, and he just one exception was Switchblade Sam, and I kind of understand, but this is what I love. I love the whole thing. I think Switchblade Sam was a cool kind of character. I love how it's directed by Nick Castle, Michael Myers, and I think this is just an underrated film. The music is great. Uh, I honest to God think that I agree with hats off. Switchblade Sam, Christopher Lloyd's Switchblade Sam was so terrifying, but satisfying at the end of what we get, and to know that this is one of those films that, of course the bad guy, something's gonna happen to the bad guy. But I like the mystique they put with the character. I like the mysteriousness. I like, that almost with the character of George Wilson and then Dennis Mitchell, Nick Castle has said one of the reasons why he wanted to do this is you have a man who is already retired and just done with the world. And then you have a little kid that is new to the world and having these adventures, and I really like that. I like that idea. I love the comic strips. I love the cartoon. I love the TV show. I just hate the whole, oh, it's slapstick. It's a Home Alone ripoff, which I don't see, in my opinion. You see some crap, like some falls, and with the Devin Ray and Natasha Lyonne characters, Polly and Mickey doing the prank to the mysterious person they didn't know was Mr. Wilson. That's funny. Like, there's creative things that I liked. There's creative things that they did that happened to Switchblade Sam I like. But I hate when people say this is a slapstick mess like Nostalgia Critic and whatever, or Doug or whatever. But I think they're getting confused with the sequel. That's a slapstick mess. This isn't. I think this, in my opinion, is an underrated, overlooked, perfect in some ways, classic. Just in my opinion, at least. One of the other reasons why I love the film so much, and it's not because of the scenes with, you know, even though I like them, where Dennis uh, does his mishaps, his mischief, the mischief scenes. If it's the paint in the chicken or mixing up Mr. Wilson's medicine and stuff. What I love about the film is the style. I love when you see the garden club, all the old folks. I love the look of them, how they dress like back in those days. And that's kind of what a lot of them always did, dress in suits, the old folks. And Devin Reicher's character of Mickey dressing like he's like late 60s, late 50s, early 60s. Uh, I like how the parents are dressed. I like, you know, even Joey and Margaret. I like the style, and they make it like, and then you see cars from like the 1980s and 1990s. They kind of did what, because Chris Columbus has said something of why he directed Harry Potter. He wanted to make it where if you look at the film like it's from made in 1955, or if it's made in, now, like 2000, 2001, at that time. And this was like, in my opinion, what Nick Castle was doing, where it looked like it was either the 1950s, 60s, or 1993. I liked that. I liked that style where it's and John Hughes has said how it's a unknown, just an unknown date. It's an unknown. It's whatever you want it to be. I love that. I love how it's just because when I watch this, I think of myself growing up in the summer, enjoying myself, walking around the neighborhood in my little bike, going by the creek and collecting, collecting ants and stuff like that. I was like Dennis, like just this free spirited kid. But that's one of the reasons why I like. And then you see the kids. It's funny because you either see kids that are from the 90s, and then you see kids from like the dressed like the 50s and 60s. Like, I really like that, and this is just a classic.